Let's go ahead and talk to Howard in Philly. Howard, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, Michael. You answered my question about the 14th Amendment. I was going to bring that up, but I still want to talk about something in the 14th Amendment that I think is important to note. The word United States citizen can be found in the Constitution, so it existed prior to the 14th Amendment. I do believe that prior to the 14th Amendment...
Go ahead.
I do believe that prior to the 14th Amendment, we were state citizens, just like Richard McDonald used to say years and years ago.
No, that's why the 17th Amendment changed that to where the senators are popularly elected instead of being creatures of the state, where the elected legislature then votes to appoint the senator. They could I remember reading about, Davy Crockett and people being recalled, for not doing what they were told. Michael Badnarik.
I agree. We are state citizens. My book, Good to be King, discusses this. It's in the chapter on Article 4 of the Constitution. But we were state citizens, and then the 14th Amendment created a corporate status of United States citizen, which is subject to the jurisdiction of Congress. So it's a lot of fraud, a lot of deceit, a lot of misdirection. But again, it's only a piece of paper. If government says that you're a 7-foot-tall purple rabbit, that doesn't make it true.
All right, I appreciate your call, Howard. Let's go ahead and talk to Ronnie in Illinois. Ronnie, go ahead.
Hey, it's good to talk to you guys. And according to the 14th Amendment, getting into that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with James Burden, author of Sins of the State. For any of the listeners out there, you can find that at sinsofthestate.net. He gets in and exposes how in 1862 they redefined the word person.
Yeah, it made us wards of a federal government. Yes, Badnarik has written about this. His book's available at constitutionpreservation.org.
Right, but I mean, it sounds like you guys are almost poo-pooing the idea that you have to withdraw your consent. I mean, you really do have to tell these people who you are, and there is a...
No, Badnarik's not saying that. He's saying this is a lawless group of criminals. We're here... Look, I've been doing this for 17 years on air for 15. I've probably done 200 programs on the 14th Amendment. I just suddenly have people telling me about it like I just found it yesterday, and all Michael Badnarik is saying is, just like Aaron Russo said in his film, America, Freedom to Fascism, he said it's criminal, the IRS is a fraud, we didn't have it until 1913, but they're criminals, they'll come arrest you if you don't pay it. So Badnarik is saying, you're right, this is true, but this patriot mythology, like Nasera and all these groups that say we're mailing letters to the government, everything's solved. I mean, did George Washington mail a letter to King George III? Was George Washington poo-pooing human liberty? No. I don't understand. I think you guys are picking a fight, probably all buddies calling in. It's bizarre. We'll be back. This whole film, Don't Tread on Me, is about the 9th and 10th Amendment and exposing the 14th Amendment and exposing how the federal government's illegal and out of control. That's why you need to get it at Infowars.com. Some of the other articles that are up at the powerful website, GCNlive.com. That's the letter GCNlive.com. Tea Party clueless about U.S. tax dollars funding bailout heist. UK economy may be allowed to crash and burn like U.S. banking giant, also GCNlive.com. There's another one. New UK government to be infested with bankers, just like our new Supreme Court nominees, a Goldman Sachs minion. That's all up at GCNlive.com. I'm not trying to get in a fight with the last three callers here. I just don't know where it's coming from. Michael Badnarik, I've read his book. It's Good to be King. I've known him for 12 years. I mean, it's all he talks about is the 14th Amendment. And they're saying, why aren't you covering it? Why are you poo-pooing it? Alex, why are you saying 9/11 isn't an inside job? I mean, that's the equivalent. Alex, why are you saying you're for the New World Order? Real fast, Ronnie, because we're almost out of time in Illinois. I don't understand your point.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I mean, you're one of my biggest idols, Alex. I mean, what I'm trying
you don't need to do that. I'm just saying I don't understand the point.
My point is I'm trying to ask, what do you propose to do? I mean, here in Illinois, for instance, I mean, we're making a public declaration and a notice of withdrawal of consent. I mean, we are sending out letters, but I mean, we're getting ourselves out of the system. And I mean, there's been cases here where You know, people have been pulled over by officers, and just by simply holding, you know, giving them a piece of paper that says what it says.
Oh, no. I mean, if you tell them you're an illegal alien, they leave you alone a lot. No, I absolutely. But sometimes they drag you off to jail. But look, we'll do a whole show on this in the future. My whole thing is it's such a dangerous navigation because there's so much patriot mythology that gets people in prison. That's why I like Michael Badnarik or Larry Beecraft. You can count on what they say. Michael, comments on this.
It's a false sense of security. They're not acknowledging or respecting the Constitution. So if you send them a letter of sovereignty or, you know, your nationality, you're a state citizen, that makes you feel good. But if you think that's going to, you know, cause the government to roll over and go, well, okay, you can travel without a driver's license because, you know, you figured out the game, you're naive. You know, the Constitution is not there to protect you, and it won't. Stand on a railroad track with a copy of the Constitution in front of you and with a train coming, you'll see exactly how much protection it has.
We have to take the counties, the cities, the states back and then enforce it and use grand juries indicting treasonous scum. We've got to indict Goldman Sachs, as Ron Paul has said. I want to play a 1-minute clip from the film Don't Tread on Me describing the line in the sand. Here it is.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand? First of all, as a Texan, I would like to point out this is a reference to the Alamo. Colonel William Travis recognized that the outcome was hopeless, and he told the men at the Alamo that he could not, in good conscience, order them to stay and fight. He took his saber and drew a line in the sand. And he indicated that regardless of what they did, he, William Travis, was going to stay at the Alamo and even if necessary, single-handedly defend the fort. The line in the sand has come to be your final straw, the last outcome. Much like survival, individual survival, that is a personal issue.
Absolutely. The film starts shipping out Monday. Get it today. Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. You can also go to Michael Badnarik's website and find out more and get his book, constitutionpreservation.org. I'm sorry to all the other callers. I'll be back live tomorrow and, of course, on Thursday and Friday. But, Michael, great having you back here with us. The tyrants getting so out of control, that's only going to accelerate the awakening that's happening.
Absolutely. I'll be lighting the fires of liberty in Austin June 13th. If anybody wants to take my class, I'll be in Austin on June 13th.
They can find out more at constitutionpreservation.org and at Infowars.com. Michael Badnarik, God bless you, my friend.
God bless you, Alex Jones.
Great job, crew.